Hello, this is Happy Thoughts from beautiful Visalia, California. This is Pastor Steve. I hope that you are having a great day. Today's been a really nice day here in Visalia. Temperatures are up as they always are in the summer, but it's pleasant enough. I went out and hit balls right after my early morning meeting on the golf range. Pretty nice way to spend part of the morning. Then I've been in the office trying to catch up on other stuff for the rest of the day. I hope that you've had a good day, especially if you or your children or grandchildren are starting school either this week or very soon. I know that's a lot of stress, especially coming off of COVID. Today on Happy Thoughts, I have just a very short idea that I want to share with you. It's about perspective. And here is why perspective is on my mind. Marilyn and I did a really hard thing this last week. We canceled plans that we've had for a very long time for a 6-week vacation to Europe and to Israel. We were going to go to France and kind of just bum around, and we had a hike planned, a 5-day hike on the Loire Valley for the grape harvest, which would have been absolutely amazing and really wonderful. And we would have stayed in a chateau with Marilyn's French family that she stayed with when she was in college as an exchange student. And we would have had the chance to go all throughout Israel with a gentleman who is a longtime friend of mine who is Jewish and is Israeli also. So we were really looking forward to that. The trip was canceled this last week for the second time. It was planned originally for right after Easter 2019, but that's when COVID hit us. And so we waited until we thought COVID was done, and we made the reservations and the plans again. And then, of course, France and Israel both this week tightened their restrictions on entrance into the country, and the U.S. government says that we shouldn't go. So that's kind of a bummer. We were kind of quiet after we sat and made the decision, and it felt it felt bad, right? It felt like a loss. Marilyn wanted to go ahead and start making reservations and plans for January or February or whatever in the hopes that things would open up. And I weighed in with, I think maybe this time, let's just wait until we're absolutely convinced COVID is done, that there isn't going to be a next wave. So that's where we're at on that. The following morning, after we canceled our plans and kind of let all those things that we had been really, really straining towards and hoping for go, we made the decision that we still have that block of time off. We won't use all of it, but we'll take 3 weeks and maybe 4, and we'll get in the car and we'll just do a drive about. We'll drive up the coastline from Central California to Northern California and then Oregon and Washington. We may go inland and see the grandkids for a day or two, and we might see Marilyn's brother and sister-in-law up in Washington State. And we'll stop where we want to stop. We'll go hiking if we see someplace that's great to go hiking. We'll have a great time. We, as a couple, one of our skill sets is we vacation together exceptionally well. It really, it's not just we get along. It is we have a really great time together. We're naturally compatible. So the next day after we had canceled our plans, we talked about, well, you know, what has happened is now we still get to take what for many people is a once in a lifetime trip up the Pacific coast in California and Oregon and Washington. That's not so horrible. As I reflected further on our situation, I also stopped and thought about, you know, in the big picture scheme of things, we live in the greatest country that history has ever had. We live free of harassment or the threat of imminent danger. Neither one of us is wealthy, but we have saved our money and we have lived a lifestyle that allows us to travel now if we want to. A little plug for Dave Ramsey and Financial Peace. That's a big deal for us that we follow his precepts, and it surely has been good for us. But we're not harmed in any way, shape, or form. And it's not something to cry and boo-hoo about because we don't get to take the vacation we hoped we would. Or the truth is, likely, health holding out, we'll just delay it for another year or two until the pandemic has settled down. So it doesn't feel so horrible when you think about all the blessings in life and when you realize, well, one world-class once-in-a-lifetime vacation gives way to another world-class once-in-a-lifetime vacation. And the feeling of loss or sadness, it dissipates awfully quickly, right? It's perspective. I guess it would be possible to look at the same situation and bemoan our fate and feel like the whole world was against us and it was just so bad and so sad. But neither one of us is going to do that. Sure, we're less than thrilled that our dream didn't get to come true right now, but we know we're blessed and lucky. And really, the dream that we both have had is what we're living together as man and wife. We have a really solid marriage and a good friendship, and that goes on. So I think we have the right perspective about it. It's an opportunity to count our blessings. And who knows, we might not have stopped and counted our blessings if we'd been busy still preparing for the big overseas trip. So today's message is simply this. Check your perspective. Right? Whatever's going on in your life, whether you are facing roadblocks or things that seem like pretty high mountains to climb, or whether you're in a really sweet spot, check your perspective and choose to see the very best in life, right? Choose to see the blessings and the opportunities and the things that might still be to come. Take a look around at your family and your friends and the people you work with and the human beings in your life who are sweet and honest and loving and giving and sacrificial for you. And today's a fine day to adopt the perspective that you're just going to be grateful for the good things that you have. Not only that, but that in response to the good things that you have in your life that God has provided in the way that he created the human heart for those blessings. And make up your mind that you're going to be a blessing to somebody else. Make up your mind that you're going to be his grace expressed in their life, and have a perspective that says, you get one shot in the flesh. That's all. We're eternal beings, and our spirits live on in some way. But here in the flesh, with its limitations and all of the things that go with it, you get one time through. So while you're here, it makes no sense to cry and moan and rage against the fact that the whole world doesn't agree with you or see things your way. Much better to adopt a positive attitude. Praise God. Be thankful for your salvation. Be thankful for the people that put up with you and love you, and for the opportunities that you have. So there is happy thoughts for this week. It's all about perspective, friends. It has always been, and it will always be. I hope that your perspective is one of grace and of acceptance and of joy. God bless you, and I'll see you again next week.